The wall versus danger zone. So let's look at danger zone first. Ladies, if you're turning 27 and you're unmarried, you're crossing into the danger zone. The danger zone is a population of leftover women, typically ages 27 to 35-year-old women who couldn't make the cut. No ring, no husband, and no family household. Women who entered the dating market at 18. And from 18 to 27, you spent 9 years auditioning to be a wife. And you failed. A few things took place. During this time frame, you racked up a body count, no ring. You racked up babies, no ring. You racked up pounds. And your sexual marketplace value started to decrease during your prime years. You racked up pounds before 18 because your parents overfed you and never put you in team sports. Or you were just ugly and didn't improve in other areas of your appearance to compensate for your mug.
27, time to sell. 30, 50% off. Over 35 on clearance. 40, outlet. 50, Goodwill Salvation Army.
Hey, ladies, and welcome back to my channel. Now, you know we have to get into this topic, okay? We have a good one today, another good topic. Now, if you have any social media, you have seen or heard ignorant comments from these red pill podcasts, okay? For some reason, the algorithm pushes this crap, and we all know that men have double standards in general. But over here, we understand what's good for the goose is good for the gander. There is no way that as humans, right? Because men are not immortal. There's no way that women are hitting the wall and the wall simply doesn't exist for men. That is a lie. Let's get into this video.
These men don't want to face it and they want to focus on women. Or women hit the wall after 25. Okay, but y'all look bald and pregnant at 35 with no money. So what kind of combination is that? Okay, a lot of these men don't realize. Okay, we might have kids, but you look like you having kids. A lot of these dudes. A lot of times, men will open their mouth to try to tell a woman about her appearance, but be looking like Uncle Fester. Okay, like I'm not even allowing. Like, yes, if you have money, let that speak for you. Let that be your alpha malehood. Let that be your masculinity. Okay, don't walk around saying stuff that sounds feminine if you got it like that.
And hit the wall. So a lot of these podcast guys, they don't talk about what it looks like when men hit the wall. So I think, I'll speak on a little bit of it. When men hit the wall, they hit a very lonely wall. You see, because especially in the black community, men are not as good as building a supporting cast around them as their female counterparts, right? So when men hit the wall, they really hit the wall. And they hit the wall by their damn self. And it's filled with, pasta and pet dogs and comfort blankets. You see, and the sad part with men, them hitting the wall is not even them getting up in age. See, a lot of these men hit the wall way before they've gotten up in age, and they're just defeated in life. You can see it on them. Or if they are a man of means, those means become very meaningless very early, and they just become like almost like a shell of a person where you can't really feel the soul inside of them. So it's a very lonely, very, very lonely path for a lot of these men. A lot of these very men that are commenting on posts about, women relations and things like that, they've hit the wall, and they're not elders. They're not very old up in age at all.
Shira is hilarious, but she's absolutely correct. These men be 35 and looking pregnant, swollen. You can tell they're like diabetic, but they not even diagnosed diabetic because a lot of them don't even go to the doctor. They don't have insurance. They just don't take care of themselves, and they steady point the fingers at women. And personally, I'm 27. I turned 27 on Thanksgiving. So according to these men, I've hit the wall, right? Women, we're not finicky enough to select an age to determine when a man hits the wall. We're looking at your overall package and presentation. Why is it that we're done with quarantine? That was 5 years ago, and you still have quarantine weight. I mean, like I said, at 27, I see some of my peers in my cohorts thinning hairlines, receding hairlines. Some of them have given up and completely gone bald. Like, it's amazing to me how much and how fast they change, and it's not for the better. And they don't have the money to match. They don't have the credentials. They don't have the power. They don't have the respect. They can't even handle the level of responsibility that comes with looking the way that they do. That's why they put it on women. And like the man said, these men are lonely. They're lonely and they're depressed and they suppress it and they project it.
Hey man, just a reminder, you can hit the wall too. So in other words, you need to take care of yourself, you need to diet, and you need to also keep improving. Like I know a lot of people say women that hit the wall, but man, let's be clear, you can hit the wall too, especially if you get what you want. Say if you get in a relationship and you start going to the gym and you start dieting, in other words, you start getting fat, and then what's gonna happen? The girl that your girlfriend is gonna lose attraction to you. So man, just keep in mind, you can hit the wall too. So that's why I always preach to every single man that I know or talk to. There should not be a day where you're not improving every single day. It's too competitive. And to be honest with you, if your girl leaves you because you let yourself go, I don't feel sorry for you. Because remember, men, you can hit the wall too.
That a man gets to hide their weak and sagging jawline behind their beard. I'm an aesthetic physician assistant and I share all things anti-aging and beauty. Follow me for more. Women struggle with hiding the appearance of their jowls, trying every aesthetic treatment to tighten and lift their jawline, while men get to just trim and shape their beard to enhance their neckline. The hair theory suggests that even men can make simple changes to improve their overall appearance. Let's see if we can save the king. Changing the hair color, adding a beard can strengthen a weak chin and jawline. And adding some shades could just hide those fine lines and wrinkles around the eyes.
So there actually is a male biological clock. It's this point around your 29th birthday. If you don't have kids and you're single, you kind of just look in the mirror and go, I'm probably going to be a stepdad, you know? Because I know, like, I have big second husband energy. That's kind of my lane. And there's a physical tell, too. It's kind of hard to see in the camera, but, like, this spot I'm pointing to, this used to be my hairline, all right? And when I had hair down here, it'd say things like, I don't know if I could date a woman with kids. Up here is just like, two-step kids isn't even a lot. I mean, they're close enough in age. They're using all the same clothes anyway. It's not that bad. God forbid I lose any of this up top. I'm just going to be like 9 kids. I could single-handedly solve foster care if I was bald. Like, I'll take them all. Whatever.
For men, 23 is like a man's prime. Once you get older, you fall off.
He's not wrong, because as us guys get older, this magic thing happens called balding. Girls do not want a guy who's losing his hair. That's not my own opinion. There is literally a WikiHow on how to deal with a balding boyfriend. My own hair loss is something I've been stupid insecure about. I remember at 19 years old, I had the receding, thinning hairline and clumps of hair falling out every time I'd go to comb. Like,
I'm gonna cut him off because he's trying to sell something and we're not here for that. I just wanted y'all to hear that yes, these men be balding and it doesn't have to be at quote unquote an old age. It doesn't have to be at 27, like he said, 19. I remember being in high school and it was a guy that was 18 years old. His hair was balding in the middle. It was balding and he had a receding hairline and everybody would joke with him about that. But he had a problem with black women wearing wigs and weaves. It's just amazing how much they project. And honestly, men just don't have a lot of self awareness. And that's kind of the funny thing about it as well. They know how they look, but for some reason they think that they can shield it from us. Just like she said, men just put on they cut their beard up nice and try to hide their neck falling. They put on those shades. Like you see Kevin Samuels, the second guy in the video, he had on shades. They think if I put on a suit, I have shoulder pads, it's gonna increase my stature, it's gonna make me look fit. If I put my glasses on and grow out my beard, it's all maintenance and it's all fraudulent, because I promise you, if you take that man's clothes off, he's gonna look like a crab out of his shell.
What's your age?
53.
Are you single?
Yeah.
Have you found that as a man at your age, dating has gotten easier for you?
It's definitely harder. Yeah.
Why do you say that?
So I don't think women are looking for substance, right? So I'm looking for substance. I don't think they're looking for substance. They're looking for what I can do for them. You know what I mean? So it's pretty hard here in Brickell.
So it's harder in the sense of finding an intelligent woman, but easier because you can provide for them.
It's very easy to find one who wants to be provided for, yeah.
This is an example of a man hitting the wall, sir. This man been listening to all these Red Pill podcasts tell him that he'll never hit the wall. He's always on top. He's always the unique one of the equation, and girls are a dime a dozen, but him as a man, he is top of his game the older he gets. Well, guess what, sir? Women like money, and if women are going to date someone 20, 30 years older than them, best believe money is first thing on their mind. What the podcast didn't tell you is the only old man that's really rocking it is people like Denzel Washington, Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, you got to be Leonardo to be getting those type of women. He wants a woman to accept him and like him for who he is, with no resources, no money, no way of taking care of them. Like they say, men are born at the wall and most of them die at the wall because they're not thinking that they have to provide anything. They think that women will just accept their broke asses, and that doesn't make sense. Why are you at 50 years old trying to date a 20-year-old girl when you have no money or no resources to give? Like, what is the benefit there for date someone 50? You're 50, date someone 50, date someone your own age. You going for someone 20, 30 years younger, you better be a millionaire, you better have money, because what is the point otherwise?
Do you know you have 30 minutes? Are you kidding me? 30, yes.
You're 78?
Six. It's just a number to me.
In some ways, it is just a number, but I'm 72. So the idea of having kids, even with a surrogate, I don't mind that, but not with someone as old as you.
Well, that's why when I said I'm very young and healthy, 76. I'm
Young
going
76.
a long, long way. I have a black belt in Taekwondo. My health is excellent.
Look at this man wants to be a first-time father at the ripe old age of 76 with the late night feedings and the bottles and the sleep deprivation and all of that. At this age and stage in life, I would think people want to relax somewhere. A woman over 35 is a leftover woman, but here they are at 76 talking about, let's get this party started.
This is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to men talking about women hitting the wall and, oh, you're 27, you're 30, you better start having kids and settle down because your biological clock is ticking. First of all, we all have a biological clock. What do you think death is? Biologically, we're dead, okay? We have cells and they make copies of their self over and over and over. And that man has been making copies for 76 years, okay? We are all declining, and the older you get, the more intense it's going to be, okay? You can only subtract so much before there's nothing left. I don't understand why they're confused by that. In their mind, they're like, well, when I'm 25, I'll get with this hot 23-year-old. And then if that doesn't work at 35, I'll just get with another 25-year-old. If that doesn't work at 40, I'll get another 25-year-old. And at 50, I'll get another 25-year-old. They just think I can play around for 50 years because I'll always be able to have kids because I'm a man. Okay, let me tell you why that's an issue.
Women aren't the only ones with a biological clock. Men have one too. Women usually feel responsible when they are unable to conceive. But did you know that male reproductive issues account for 1/3 of infertility cases? Which is equal to the proportion of cases where infertility is due to female reproductive issues. So fertility is just as relevant to men as it is to women. In fact, both the fertility of men and women declines with age.
So I did some research, and do you know that apparently men also have a biological ticking clock, and it starts at the age of 30. So I found that the older a man is, the more likely the woman is to give birth to children with behavioral neurological disorders. So I'm talking autism, schizophrenia, like a mental illness like schizophrenia can actually be linked to the father's age. I also found that the man's age can also lead to miscarriages and stillbirth in the woman.
The reason why men love saying you're gonna hit the wall is because they're scared of hitting the wall. They're scared of being old and alone, and they want you to hurry up and settle for them so that they're not old and alone. So it's projection. Not to mention, it's completely untrue that nobody's gonna want you as you get older, as long as you as a woman continue taking good care of yourself, because the amount of men who want you actually increases. That's why I said, you're not gonna hit the wall as a woman unless you're literally dead, or you decide to stop taking care of yourself. Because if you're not gonna stop taking care of yourself, men are constantly gonna want you. Constantly.
Wow, I haven't stubbed my toe in 5 months, I said with Joyce. I was then shot 57 times.
Why don't girls want to date me? Whatever, just gonna do my own thing. You know, I actually kind of like not having to answer to anyone. I am never getting married. My life has been completely meaningless. I had my freedom, but starting a family was the true meaning of life. Now I die alone.
The last time I checked, women were not having a loneliness epidemic, okay? I've not heard that from women, but I have heard it from men. It's like in the first half of their adult life, they are alpha men, and oh, you're not good enough to be with me. You're just mad because I didn't pick you. You need to do this and do that because I want a woman that's feminine. And then toward the end, they become victims. Nobody wants me. I'm just a sad old lonely man. They start going to bars and preying on young women and, trying to start over again. They think that they're a cat with nine lives. It does not work like that. An older single woman is completely different than an older single man. Most women would die to be in relationships. There's a lot of pick me's out here, okay, wanting to be chosen, begging, throwing themselves. So as a man in his later years, you have ruined several relationships. You've ruined them with all of your exes. I know you've had several women that have been obsessed with you. Your first marriage ruined it. Second marriage ruined it. You've had a couple fiancés, ruined those too. I mean, you have just been stepping in it left and right. And look where it's gotten you.
Imagine a life where you treated everyone like trash, then need someone to wipe your ass in old age and no one signing up to do it. When I generally saw the men in the nursing homes and in hospice and in these medical institutions, they were alone. When you did see their family coming around, they were saying, just call us when he passed. Because they said that the person was no good. Like, they did not treat their wives, their girlfriends, their kids, even the men that had boyfriends, their friends. They didn't treat these people with any dignity and respect. So when they got up in old age, nobody wanted to deal with them.
You can call me anything you want, but don't call me that.
Let me tell you something about these men in the world. Men are the highest in the nursing homes. Let me tell you why. That the moms and the grandmoms and the aunties and the sisters are all being taken care of out here in these streets, and they got people to nourish them and make sure they straight when they get old. And the men is the only ones in the nursing homes is because they deadbeats. They don't take care of their children. They cheat on their women. They cheat on their wives with men. They don't help their family members. As soon as they get money, they get their girlfriend. They take care of their girlfriend. They don't take care of their mom. Their mom house falling apart. Roofs is filled with water and black mold, and they want to be outside flying these streets taking drugs. And guess what? In the end, after they done cheated on everybody, done been disloyal to their children, but want to be loyal to their homeboy. If you're not loyal to your children, you're not loyal. Y'all will do anything for y'all homeboy, but when y'all get locked up, y'all want to call y'all baby moms and y'all women. But after all that you done did, you gonna get old, and guess what? Your dick gonna stop working. And you're going to need Viagra. And guess what? You're going to be sitting in a nursing home, and you have a nurse taking care of you, and won't nobody call you. Just like when you get locked up in jail, don't nobody call your ass. And they don't answer no motherfucking phone calls, and they don't put no money on your commissary because bitches is tired of y'all. And y'all kids can't stand y'all.
You're scared of dying alone. You can't survive unless you got a woman by your side that you can kick down, bully, mistreat, emotionally dump on her, trauma dump, cuss out. You want a woman like your mama to be there by your side through thick and thin, ride or die, to tolerate your trifling ass instead of you leveling up and fixing your piss poor behavior. And you're mad as single woman because we have the ability to do it. We are out here doing it. And you're jealous and you're mad. And you know damn well we ain't going to die alone because most of us got kids. Our kids are going to take care of us, and we got loving friends that are going to be by our side to the very end. We not going to die alone. You niggas is gonna die alone. You gonna be unhealthy, worn down, you and lonely in the nursing home. You're scared. Black men are scared. They don't want to do the work on themselves, so they feel that they need a relationship, and they trying to trick us into thinking we need a relationship to be happy. Ladies, stay single, stay in your feminine power, put God first, make your money, live your best life, and let these niggas self-sabotage. I put that on everything.
Ooh, I had fun editing out all of them cuss words, but she's absolutely right. A lot of men don't know how to do life on their own. So they're really scared to not be in a relationship. And so they try to do a lot of fear mongering. And I don't know if everybody knows what happened to Kevin Samuels, but he's the second man in the clip that was saying, oh, if you're 27, it needs to be on sale. He died alone with a woman that didn't even know his address. So he had a heart attack or something like that. Probably taking Viagra. We know he used to take a lot of energy drinks, trying to keep up with that woman that was like 20 years younger than him. And he ended up going into cardiac arrest. What a coincidence. Apparently he was in a 2-bedroom apartment, regular apartment. And get this, when she called the 911, she didn't even know his address. Like, they were just having one of those nights, like she didn't even know this man's address. She had to go outside, try to figure it out to get, his kids didn't like him. Like he apparently he owed like back child support. His first, I think he was married twice, but that didn't end well. His daughter don't like him. He literally died alone with, I'm not going to call her a jump off. I mean, she's an educated woman and a nurse, but with a woman that you meant nothing to. Like, she was just the woman that y'all had a date night. You know? I mean, if she was anybody else, she could have just took your wallet and left you choking at the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so ironic that that happened to him. If you enjoyed this video, let me know what you think in the comments. Just know there is no wall. As long as you're taking care of yourself and you're alive, there's always someone that's going to be interested in you. So don't think that it's all over because you got a gray hair or because you have kids or because you're 30 or whatever benchmark you have set in your mind. It's simply not true. And if you think it is, at the very least, understand that it also applies to men.